Johnny Depp may have just won the defamation case against Amber Heard, and there's one woman to thank for it. And no, it's not Camille Vasquez, even though she definitely destroyed Heard plenty too. We're talking about Kate Moss, the British supermodel who dated Johnny for a few years. Now, what makes a woman who's very private in her life come out to testify in a case as big as this? When she knows her former partner is innocent. That's when. Her stepping out to defend her ex-boyfriend is proof enough that Johnny is innocent. Add to that the actual evidence that he isn't a domestic abuser, and you've got yourself a victory. Kate Moss steps out to testify. Testifying in a public trial like this isn't easy, and not many individuals would be prepared to put themselves on the line. So, Kate must be desperate to show everyone that Johnny isn't the guy they portray him to be, which speaks volumes about what kind of partner he truly was. If you want to know a little more about the couple, Johnny and Kate were once Hollywood's sexiest couple in the 1990s, dating for approximately 4 years after apparently meeting in New York. They were truly perfect for each other until one night in September of 1994 when Johnny was arrested for trashing a room at New York's Mark Hotel and the police saw Kate with him. At the time, rumors about him pushing Kate off the stairs also circulated. Here's the thing though, the charges were reportedly dropped after the actor paid $10,000 in damages. Now, this might have turned his reputation into that of a bad boy, but does it make him an abuser? Not at all. Kate Moss was also quick to point out that Johnny was never aggressive to her during their relationship, and it's well known that their split was absolutely heartbreaking for Kate. The model has expressed how much the situation hurt her and how amazing Johnny had been throughout the relationship. And get this, she stated it was the safest she'd ever felt. We know what you're thinking. This contradicts the allegation that Johnny became more aggressive as he consumed drugs in the 1990s. We find no hints of abuse anywhere in this trial except for Amber's stories of it. And frankly, abuse seems to be from Heard's side instead. Amber Heard gets called out in court. Now, why did Heard bring up the supermodel at all? The 36-year-old actress said she heard tales about Depp pushing Moss down a flight of steps. The Rum Diary actress who testified earlier in the trial claimed the picture of her then-husband assaulting the model flashed through her mind when she watched an incident between Depp and her sister. After making the same claim to the jury in Fairfax, Virginia, Depp's legal team was seen appearing to celebrate at the mention of the supermodel. This was because they now get to call her as a witness and completely destroy Heard's story. And seeing how Kate single-handedly just won the trial for Johnny, we don't blame the happiness. As you know, Depp's suing Heard for $50 million over an opinion piece she published in which she claimed to be an abuse victim. Heard's statements, he stated on the stand, have been insane. The court heard radically different stories of what happened between the two during their stormy 2-year marriage during the course of the 6-week trial. So what happened, according to the Aquaman star? She claims to have thought Johnny would push her sister Whitney down the stairs, which he actually didn't. This apparently led her to remember the Kate Moss incident, and she hit Johnny. So based on her assumption of what went down between the former couple, she chose to protect her sister. Kate Moss destroys Amber's lies. Let's see what the supermodel had to say about all this and what protection Heard really needed from the Pirates of the Caribbean star. According to Kate Moss, the staircase incident happened while the couple was vacationing in a resort in Jamaica. She was going down the stairs when she slipped and fell due to the heavy rain where they were staying. She'd yelled as she was in pain, and Depp actually ran to her and carried her back to their room. What a gentleman. Moss claims Depp never shoved or kicked her throughout their years together. Depp accused his former wife of making the event up entirely in her head. And of course, this incident in Heard's eyes led to concerns for her sister, and she swung at Johnny, hitting him square in the face. It's very interesting to note how Amber's lawyers chose to not cross-examine Moss. Why would they not unless they knew they just got exposed for the whole world to know? This must be super embarrassing for Heard, who wanted to make another woman look like the victim of abuse at the hands of Johnny, but Kate Moss just wasn't having it. Depp denied several allegations made by Heard during the trial, including her claim that he assaulted her on their honeymoon on the Orient Express. And of course, the real story is how Heard hit him and even gave him a black eye. Heard previously testified that she was afraid Depp would accidentally kill her during the same incident and that he wouldn't mean to do it. Depp described hearing his ex-wife's heinous accusations of violence and abuse as mind-blowing. It must be hard for Johnny to open up his messy life and relationship in front of the world, but Heard's accusations have made him. The defamation suit against Heard stems from a 2018 Washington Post comment piece in which she claimed to be a victim of abuse. While the article did not name Depp, his attorney claimed it incalculably harmed his career. A source close to Heard told the BBC that they believe Moss's testimony will have little impact on the case when it comes to the central issue of whether Amber Heard can exercise her right of freedom of speech. But the thing is, this showed the lies Heard spewed on the stand. And this isn't even the first time. From what happened in Australia to doctoring pictures and making up stories about concealing bruises, her lies have been many. But what makes Kate Moss' testimony so brutal is how Heard has finally been called out on her lies. She keeps lying to the jury, even while police officers and doctors disagree on what actually went down between the two actors. What Depp's previous partners had to say. Let it be known how loved our Jack Sparrow is, as Johnny's other former partners also vocalized their support for the actor. Winona Ryder has previously testified to how he's innocent against the claims Heard's making, while Vanessa Paradise and the children continue to support Johnny. Only one ex testified against him, and she said nothing noteworthy other than that Johnny had anger issues. He directed them too, she claimed, at inanimate items, never striking a live being. Depp has claimed that his Fear and Loathing co-star Ellen Barkin, who's accused him of being abusive, may have other reasons for her testifying against him. These claims come after he dumped her while they were dating. The actor said his ex-girlfriend, 66, who accused him of being cruel and jealous while they were filming the cult movie, held a grudge. He claimed the pair were hanging and having casual sex in 1997, when Barkin desired a serious relationship, which he claimed was not mutual. Heard and witnesses on her side portrayed an image of Depp as an abuser troubled by drug use, jealousy, and self-harm, while Depp's side depicted the actress as the aggressor and her charges as false. You just need to pay a little attention to see which one keeps getting caught in their own web of lies. It's also worth remembering how Winona Ryder and Vanessa Paradise were scheduled to testify during his UK trial against The Sun, but due to time constraints, the court instead heard their witness statements. Both women stated that Depp had never been violent to them. Ryder explained how the idea of the actor being a violent and aggressive person was the furthest thing from the truth. Paradise, the mother of his children, called him a generous and kind man and father who has never been violent. Being real for a second, what kind of ex is that kind about a previous relationship, right? Once again, Johnny shows the world what a wonderful human being is, and how his name is just being dragged through the mud. And it just doesn't make sense. Why would a man suddenly be violent to his partner if he hasn't been all his life? And things might surprise you, but Kate Moss actually has a great relationship with Vanessa Paradise, the actor's immediate partner after his breakup with the model, with whom he stayed until 2012. Their friendship shows how mature the two women are, unlike someone else. It takes grace and compassion to speak so kindly about your ex, and even to your ex's wife. Some love between them still left? And while Kate's testimony was brief, fans can't help but still see a spark, too. Curious fans took to social media and couldn't stop gushing over the supermodel's integrity and Depp's love for his former flame. Fans want Depp to be happy again and urged the two to get back together, through her willingness to support her former partner and how she's talked in detail about how much she loved Johnny. Many believe that some feelings might still be present. A hashtag Justice for Johnny Depp romantic posted to Twitter about maybe when the trial was over, Depp may realize Kate was the one to marry as a life partner. She'd be a better companion than someone who accuses the dog of her misdeeds, we're certain. So who knows? Once the dramatic verdict's given, maybe Johnny will call Kate Moss and ask her out on a dinner date. And you can see in the trial how Johnny's face completely lit up when Kate appeared on the screen. How adorable is that? What was Depp's and Moss's relationship like? Well, you might be wondering, since they're still on good terms, what was the relationship like? Kate and Johnny had a very Hollywood-style relationship and were definitely one of the it couples. When they met at New York's Café Tabac, Vanity Fair's George Wayne introduced them. Their relationship was characterized by drugs, alcohol, and partying galore from the start. In public, they flaunted their love and how passionate their relationship was with tongue kisses, cutesy touching hugs, and peekaboo games. While in private, she was astounded by the number of parties and surprises that her famous boyfriend gave her. In a story that the model told herself, she really was spoiled by the actor. A few years ago on the British program The Big Breakfast, she told the story about one night when Johnny took her to dinner at the Russian tea room and forced her to put her hand down the back of his pants. Something was bothering the Pirates of the Caribbean star's backside, so Moss reached in and, "I came across a bleeping Tiffany diamond necklace," Moss explained. We love expensive surprises like that too. So now the world knows that Amber Heard lied and made up stuff about yet another part of Depp's life. But she didn't get away with it this time, and now everyone in the court and outside knows not to trust her words. Kate Moss might have just won the trial for Johnny by testifying to him of not being abusive at all. And that's a wrap for this video. See you in the next one, and thanks for watching.